The following is a paid program. Talk 103.7 WTIP and Cable Channel 7 welcome you into Financially Speaking with Jim Taunton. Find us live on radio, TV, the IBX Media app, and on YouTube. Just search Financially Speaking NC or get the link at WTIPFM.com. The opinions expressed in this show are for general informational purposes only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine what investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities and investment advisory services are offered through Genuis Wealth Management Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Now, here's your host for Financially Speaking, certified financial advisor, Jim Taunton.
Welcome to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here, your host for the 30 minutes, as I always have been for 32 years now. Started this show in October of 94. Thought I'd go a year and that would be it. But just kept going like the ever-ready bunny. I guess I'll do it till I die. Who knows? It's a lot going on. For one thing, baseball's going on, and I'm supposed to leave immediately after the show and head out to a ball field, watch my grandson play baseball. I'm missing one game as we speak, which I hate. That's the reason you had a replay last week. And I don't like running replays, but I like missing grandchildren's baseball games the less, I can promise you. But I felt like since I ran a replay last week, I didn't need to do it this week. But it looks like rain's coming again. So who knows? Might get rained out. We'll have to wait it out. I wanted to mention something to you. My email address is jim@jtauntonfinancial.com, and you can see over my shoulder there how to spell the name. Jim@J, Taunton Financial, all one word, .com. If you will, you can email me suggestions for topics that you'd like to hear about on the program. I'd love to get some and talk about what you want to hear about. I mean, if you're a little too shy to pick up the phone and call me and talk to me on the air, then email me with your question, and I'll be glad to cover it. And you can also email me with a suggestion for a guest, and I'll try my best to get them on here. I mean, I've got some national types that come on this program, and some of them are on a regular basis, and they may or may not realize this is a little old podunk program in Eastern North Carolina, getting out to, counties, probably Wilson County, east down to Jacksonville, on up to Elizabeth City, and then to Southern Virginia. But that's about it, that area, which is okay. It's good for me. But these guys are guys that are on, like CNBC and Fox Business and that kind of thing, and they come on this program. And lo and behold, we get to pick their brains. So if you know some people you'd like to have come on the program and have me talk to them, I'd be glad to do that. So email me with suggestions for guests and or topics, or just send me a question that you want answered. Jim@jtauntonfinancial.com, and I'd be glad to do it. Sure will. We have 8 names, by the way, that in our drawing for the dinner for 2 at Antavola. And I usually try to get 13 to 15. So we need some more calls. I would say that it's going to take about 3 more weeks at least to get us to the point of having another drawing. But you can help if you call tonight. You'll be added to the list. Yes, one more we have there. And Antavola is a great place to eat. I eat there at least once, if not twice a week. They have a great lunch and dinner menu. And I can give you some recommendations if you need them. But I even pay the tip when you go. There you go. So give us a call, and the number here is 561-TALK, 561-8255, 561-8255. Call during this first break. You'll have a couple minutes to do it, plenty of time. And we'll take your call first when we come back. I'll talk to you in a few minutes.
Ayden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates. Low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Ayden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Ayden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here. And the ECU Baseball Pirates are in a regional against all odds. None of the prognosticators thought that they would achieve that goal. I believed, and a lot of ECU Pirate baseball fans believed, and they did it. They're going to be in Conway, and I'm going tomorrow. Don't call the office. I won't be there. If you do call, though, I've got my system set so that nobody answers the phone. It'll forward to my cell, because if a client calls, I do want to answer the phone. I was just kind of teasing there, but I won't be in the office. Be on the way to Conway, and hopefully we can beat Florida. I think Florida believes they have a cupcake, and they're already counting the second game. Got news for them. This Pirate team is gelling at the right time, and they're not only gelling on the field with their baseball, I think they're gelling relationally. It just feels like there's a different vibe. There's more togetherness. I don't know if there was a bad egg or two that had to be jettisoned from the clubhouse, and it has happened to get this thing where it needed to be, but it feels really good right now. It really does. I can't wait to go down there and watch them play. You know, there's going to be some pension plans that are going to be selling stocks, and it's not because bearish of the stock market. And this is going to sound strange. It's because bonds did so poorly in the last 30, 60 days. Well, Jim, I thought it was kind of a seesaw deal. You know, stocks did better, bonds did worse, so you needed to be in stocks. So why would they be selling stocks when bonds did bad? The reason is a lot of pension plans have allocations that are based on percentages, especially these retirement date sub-accounts, which I detest. Closer you get to retirement age, the higher percentage there is in bonds, lower percentage in stocks. If you're supposed to have a 70% bond, 30% stock split, and bonds have performed very poorly, to keep that 70-30 split, they have to sell out of that bond portfolio, out of the stock portion of that portfolio, to keep it 70-30.
You've got to call her Dwayne.
So if you see some selling going on, or hear of it, or the market glitches down a little bit, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's a good buying opportunity. All right. Producer says we have Dwayne on the line. Dwayne, thank you so much for interrupting the monologue. Go right ahead with your question.
Well, I'm going to be real quick because I'm on the road and I don't like to talk on the phone and drive at the same time.
Me either.
But I've been wondering about precious metals. I hear everybody say this is the way to go, and then the other half of the people say it's not the way to go. What's your opinion?
Well, there was a time, long time ago, I dabbled in some gold in portfolios, and I'm like Warren Buffett. This is what Warren Buffett says, and it doesn't get much better than Warren Buffett. He'd rather buy companies and invest in companies that make product and hire people and have earnings, pay dividends, have revenue, rather than a piece of metal that does nothing. It just it goes up and down based on what people want to pay for it. And gold only does well when we have high inflation or a lot of uncertainty in the world and our economy in particular. And the uncertainty is going away. The measure of fear, which is between puts and calls, they do a little measure, and right now it's going down precipitously. So I just don't I don't like holding gold right now. I really don't. But there are some other metals that you could consider. I mean, silver is not just a jewelry kind of deal. It is used in technology and other areas as well. So it is supported a little bit by industry. But anyway, in general, we can get where we need to be without investing in precious metals, I think. I'd rather have companies.
Okay.
What say you?
Well, I don't have a lot of precious metal. I carry silver here, but not a whole lot of that either. I believe in the markets, and year over year, it's going to go back up even when it drops. So,
right.
I listen to you on the way home a lot, and I just kind of keep an even keel and watch the market and don't try and panic.
Well, thank you for telling me you listen to me. I appreciate that a lot. And it's and when I do invest in gold, it's not the actual metal. It's not a gold bullion or gold coins. I don't do that. You need to go to another type of broker for that. But I buy like a gold ETF that follows the price of gold. That's liquidable daily. If you have gold, it's illiquid. It's very liquid. You have to find a broker to sell it, and they take their cut and what have you. So, yeah, thanks for calling, though. I appreciate that very much. And you're in the drawing for the Dinner for Two in Ontevola. I hope you win.
All right. Thanks for the words of wisdom.
Take care, Dwayne. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Oh, excellent call. Thanks, Dwayne, a lot. And he makes number 9 in the list. So hopefully we keep adding. 2 or 3 weeks, we'll have a drawing for Dinner for Two in Ontevola. There you go. All right. When the U.S. sneezes, the world gets a cold. You've probably heard that before if you listen to financial networks. And in the same vein, when NVIDIA beats, the market reacts, and usually positively. And NVIDIA beat expectations on earnings and revenue considerably. They released it yesterday at 4:20, and the market reacted very favorably. And I brought NVIDIA to you, listeners, was it 2.5 years ago? Oh, if you'd have bought it then and held it. And NVIDIA is a stock that you probably can hold for the remainder of the decade. It's not something you need to be timing in and out of. NVIDIA is a behemoth. It may be the most amazing company of our time, actually. When you look at market share and the fact that there's no one nipping at their heels with technology, nothing even close to what NVIDIA does. Listen to this. I wrote it on this other piece of paper. Let me get it here. Okay. Now this will make your head explode. Okay. I don't understand it. Don't know how it can be done. I don't know how something like this can even be utilized. Makes no sense to me whatsoever. On every chip that NVIDIA is making right now, that we're talking about the current one that they're selling, Blackwell, and then they've got another generation, and then one more generation. That's probably it. They won't be able to improve anymore. And the reason is, right now, they are putting 208 billion with a B transistors on each chip. 208 billion transistors on each chip. My head just exploded again. It's just incredible. No one else has technology even close to that. That's Blackwell. And then they've got the Rubin GPU coming out in another year or so. And then they've got the Feynman GPU that's going to come out probably a year after that. And that's it, because you're going to be putting so many transistors on a chip, you're going to be getting to the atom level. It's more than microscopic. It's the molecular level. You can't split atoms and make a transistor. So they will have gone as far as they possibly can go. Now, there are going to be other improvements, I'm sure. It's not the end of technology as we know it, but there will be other improvements that can be made. But as far as faster chips, it ain't going to happen. Well, I probably shouldn't say that, because we probably 10 years ago, you'd have said that this wouldn't happen. 208 billion transistors on a chip. I'd love somebody to give me a tour of their facility and let me see them do this. How do you do that? How in the world do you place 208 billion transistors on a single chip? I don't understand it. If somebody out there understands it, call in and tell us how it's done. I just don't. It's just incredible. But revenue for NVIDIA went up 69% and earnings went up 57%. And those increases were including China. And I say that because Trump basically is now prohibiting the sale of chips to China for all intents and purposes. And that was a $3 billion write-off, maybe, because they had already made a bunch of chips for China and they couldn't ship them, and nobody else wanted them because that chip was not as good as the Blackwell. They had to, they could reuse some of the materials, is what I've heard, but it cost them about $3 to $3.5 billion when that happened. And this increasing revenue and earnings is including that write-off. NVIDIA is like 2 years behind in demand for their product. It's again the most amazing company of our time. Incredible. Jensen Huang, who is the founder and CEO, is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He and Elon Musk are probably the two smartest human beings on the planet right now. It's incredible. But the next big application for AI, which these chips are used for, is going to be robotics. And it's going to be a little bit scary. You know, when you see the presentations made at the events by Tesla and others, where they show these robots doing certain things, walking and talking and reacting and things, it just, I don't know, puts a chill down your spine. So we'll see what these robots will be able to do for us. All right, let's see. Yep, need to go to a quick break. Let's do that, and I'll come back and give you some more information. But call me during the break and ask me a question about something that's important to you, please. The number is 561-TALK, 561-8255. And as always, it's area 252. I'll talk to you in a couple minutes.
Aiden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Aiden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Aiden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
All right, welcome back to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here. And a court today knocked down Trump's tariffs, and that lasted all of about an hour. And an appeals court said, no, need to put a kibosh on that until we can look at it. So the tariffs are back in play. And look, the Trump administration had like 800 workarounds. If that court ruling stood up and stands up, they've got literally 800 workarounds to penalize countries that are penalizing us. So it's no big deal, but we'll see what happens. All right, let's look at a case study. I had a prospective client come in this week, and the prospective client was extremely transparent and honest with me, and that's what I really like, because I'm the same. I'm transparent and honest. I believe in truth, and I'm really big on truth. And this gentleman, very early in the conversation, said, I hate my job. And I need to know that I can retire. And he's young. He's under 50, so he's young. And so he has some trepidation about not working, of course, as anyone would. But when he told me what his financial condition was or position, I very quickly asked him, why are you working? And I've done this long enough. I mean, I've been in financial services 45 years. Haven't been a financial planner that long, but I've done financial planning since, was it 90, 91, 90? I don't remember. Anyway, when I got my CFP designation. But, I can look at something pretty quickly and tell them what's what to some degree. And in this case, we're looking at $3.7 million of accumulated assets. We're talking about liquid assets. And the household needed about $7,000 per month to pay bills and maintain the standard of living they've become accustomed to. And when you calculate it out, we're looking at like 1.7% of his liquid assets to fund his standard of living. Listen, I can do that blindfolded. I don't need a whole lot of expertise to do that. And that's why I told him immediately, why are you working? I mean, if you hate your job and this is your situation, why are you working? Quit tomorrow and start doing something a couple of days a week that you really enjoy. Life's too short. And I tell many, many clients, I've dealt with so many, and I've had dozens that tried to wait and put off to a particular time or age, and all of a sudden they get the bad word from the doctor, and it ruins all of their retirement plans. So you need, if you work for somebody and you don't really get all your fulfillment in life from the job, then I'd say retire as soon as you are financially able to. There's no magic age. There's a magic number. The number is the amount of assets that's needed to fund your standard of living. And this prospective client has reached it. So I think he's going to be retiring within the year at a very young age. He's done an excellent job accumulating liquid assets. I had nothing to do with that. He brought that into the office. He'd already done that. I told him, I don't think there's any way for us to mess this up. I really don't. So let's just do the right things with what you've already accumulated, and you can live a happy life. So, if you need to know, if you would like to know, if you're in a position to, or when you will be in a position to quit working, that's a large part of what I do. Give me a call, 252-756-4700, 252-756-4700. Let's schedule a time and meet, or you can email me, jim@jtauntonfinancial.com, or you can get on my website, jtauntonfinancial.com. There's an inquiry page there. You can send me something off of that. And in the meantime, you can look around the page and see everything you need to know about Jim and more, I'm sure. All the information you need. There's even a link on that website for Broker Check, which is the FINRA site you can go to see if the advisor you're talking to has had any findings against them, any complaints. I have none, never have. I haven't even had a complaint, much less a finding against my 45 years. I have music in my ear. It means it's time to go watch some baseball. And as always, this is Jim Taunton helping you make all of your financial decisions good ones. Good night, everybody.